Okay, take 1 sweet potatoes and pie.
What up, Sauce Drops? Welcome to our first episode of Saucy's Soul Quest, where we're going to be learning how to make soul food. And today we're going to take our first attempt at making a sweet potato pie. That's why you see all these lovely ingredients in front of you. We got our sweet potatoes, we got some milk, some sugar, a couple of eggs, some delicious maple syrup, some salt, some spices, and of course, ain't nobody got time to make a pie crust, so we just got some from the store. We'll learn how to make pie crust later. Anyways, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these sweet potatoes and we're going to get them roasted. Now, the reason we're going to roast them instead of boiling them, which you can do, is it's going to create a deeper flavor and it's not going to be as watered down. And it's also going to absorb some of the water out whenever you are roasting them. So the first thing we're going to do is go preheat that oven at 375 degrees. See you guys afterwards. All right, after we get our sweet potatoes out of the oven, which has been about an hour and a half now to make them fork tender, we will be pre-baking our pie crust. So you're going to take a piece of parchment, drop it on the bottom of your pie crust, and you can use baking marbles, but I have beans because I'm a brokey, and this is what brokies do. We use beans. So we got them. So we're going to pre-bake this for about 15 minutes at 400 degrees. And while we're doing that, we're going to get all of our other stuff together and start making our filling. So after your potatoes have cooled to where you can actually hold them, which these are still slightly warm, but they're fine. You're going to head and start peeling them, which you can just use your finger and peel them. You don't actually have to use a knife or anything because they work with you pretty well after you roast them. You're going to get these into the bowl and mash them up a little bit. Alrighty, after you get your sweet potatoes mashed and smooth, it should be looking about like that. Nice and smooth. Getting rid of as many of the fibrous little stringy bits as possible because nothing ruins a sweet potato pie more than biting down into some nasty, stringy blah, blah. No one likes that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our ingredients here. We're going to put it in the bowl and we're going to fold it in together. Now, the reason I want to fold it in to combine it to start is we don't want to get too much air inside of the mixture because the air is actually what expands whenever you're cooking it and it causes your pie to crack up top. That's why you see some pumpkin pies and some sweet potato pies with those big old cracks that happen in the top of them. It's because they put too much air into it whenever they're whisking it, or they made it in like a mixer instead of doing it by hand. So the first thing we're going to take is these eggs right here, which are room temperature now. 2 large eggs. And we're going to go ahead and crack them into the bowl. Jeez, I didn't want to crack. Beautiful. And of course, if you have any shell in there, fish it out because you don't want shell inside of your pie. That would suck. No one likes that. And the same thing with the second one. Jesus. These are some strong eggs. Brown eggs. They're stronger. They built tough. Forward tough. Anyways, we got our eggs in our trash bowl there. Now, the reason we are adding in the eggs is because this is a custard filling. And the eggs kind of give it that texture, the velvetiness that you enjoy with that. And it's the binder that holds it all together. Now, the next thing we're going to add in, we're going to go ahead and add in, I'm putting in a 1/4 cup of sugar. The recipe calls for 3/4 a cup, but I'm also adding in maple syrup, which it doesn't call for, which as you guys know is legitimately just sugar. So I'm going to do it a little bit different, but do this to taste. If you like a little sweeter, do it that way. I like mine a little bit less sweet. Mix that on in now. And my maple syrup, of course. We're just going to measure with our hearts. Little glug glug, you know.
Let the ancestors measure for you.
Honey, our ancestors are white. They didn't measure nothing. They said, that's a little spicy. Black pepper, calm down. Now a little glug of vanilla. Perfect, perfect. Now I'm going to be using cinnamon, ginger, and clove for my spices. You can use normal pumpkin pie seasoning if you want to. Pretty much just season how you want to, but these are what I like to use. So we're just going to use, a little bit of each. We got the ginger in there. Put a little bit of clove. You don't want to put too much of this in there because it is a little spicy. Gives it a little bit of kick. And then, of course, our cinnamon, which I do like cinnamon. So we'll throw the cinnamon in there. And we have 1 cup of milk into the bowl. Beautiful. Now, this is completely optional. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, don't. But I do not like overly sweet things, and the best thing to balance out sugar is salt. So, do not pour directly into your mixture whenever you put salt in, because you tend to oversalt things at that point. So put it in your hand, pinch it in. I'm going to put 2 nice pinches in here, and then we'll put the rest in the trash. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and fold this together. And then once we get it semi-combined, I'll be switching over to the fork, and I'll be whisking it together very slowly to add in the least amount of air possible. All right, after you have everything mixed up in your bowl looking, pleasantly orange, you take your pie crust that we pre-baked earlier. You pour your filling right there in the middle of it. Kind of let it do its thing. And get as much of that out as you can, of course, because it's liquid gold and delicious. Perfect. All right. And then you got it right here. You're going to take this. You're going to give it a little bit of a jiggle to go ahead and make sure it sets nice. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to throw this in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. Then you're going to turn the temperature down to 350. Cook it for another 40 or until it is done, which means it has a slight jiggle in the middle, but everything else is firm. After you finish baking and letting it cool, it'll look something like this. All that's left now is to cut it up and taste it and see how we did. And it came out beautifully. Let's see how she tastes. Michelle, you can give your review first from back there.
Not bad. Good
Pretty
texture.
It's pretty good. I think with some whipped cream it'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because I definitely made it a little less sweet because you don't like sweet things.
Yeah, no, I think the sweetness is fine.
Because you're a butt in the sweetness. But yeah, it baked really nice. It's very smooth. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 1 of the Saucy Soul Quest, where we're learning how to make soul food. We learned how to make sweet potato pie, and if I had to give myself a grade on this, I would say it's probably a B-. I think the bake and everything's perfect on it, but I don't think I got the flavor profile exactly what I want, so I'm going to have to tweak that and mess with it a little bit. We might have another video about that here in the future. Not soon, because it's a lot of work, but maybe here soon. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you guys are notified next time we have a video come out. I'm going to be trying to upload a video where we're actually cooking and doing all this, hopefully weekly, but we're going to kind of play it by ear for the rest of the year, and then get a better schedule after the holidays, of course, because a lot of traveling takes place during this time period. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. We are on the quest right now to trying to get the upper echelon of YouTube partner, and that is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. and we are cruising towards it. So every little bit helps. And once we hit that goal, I will be dyeing this beard a nice green color. So you can look forward to that. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, keep it saucy.